All right, there's about a 50% chance this stool breaks on me during this. I'm good. So we'll each be sharing about 10 to 15 minutes of something. 4 different points: hope, love, joy, and peace. I'll be speaking first today. I'll be talking about hope, but why did we choose this order? So we were talking about it, right? We were like, hey, what order should we do? And first someone said, hey, let's go in the order of most facial hair. So as you can see, we're lined up for that. Then someone said, I'm just gonna say it, best looking to worst looking. I'm sorry, I did not ask for this. This was the order they said. But for real, guys, without hope, I'm gonna be talking about hope, the expecting of something, the trusting that something is going to happen. This being specifically that Christ will return, Yeshua, the King will be returning. Without hope, there is no peace, there is no love, there is no joy. So do you have the hope that the Bible talks about? Do you really have the hope? Not the, I'm gonna hope in it until, maybe it's not fully there. Maybe I don't have full, faith and trust in it. But today we're getting ourselves in check, with my portion at least, on hope. What hope do you have? As you can see in your outline, the main point that we put there for hope is, if there was no resurrection of Christ, if there was no resurrection, if he did not rise from the dead, there is no hope. If Christ did not rise from the dead, there is no hope. It's all pointless. This is all pointless. This man that did live and die, as it said, but what the devil does, what Satan does, he tries to deceive all these people with all these other things and all these worldly things and these other religions and this and that, to say, oh, but did he really rise from the dead? Historically, I'm obsessed with studying the historical facts about it. It proves, yes, he rose from the dead. Biblically, I love studying the Bible. It proves yes. And as somebody, and I know there's many others in here today, that actually know Jesus Christ, someone who has asked to see him, called out to him, knocked on the door, I know Christ. So it's very easy for me to come up and speak the truth, and why us Christians, us people that follow Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus Christ, have hope even when the world's falling apart and will continue to. Romans 3:23 says, we have all sinned and fall short of the glory of God. We have all sinned. And we have this God, we have Yahweh, this God, this creator that can have nothing to do with sin. And his word is his word. He cannot lie. And he said, the consequence of sin is death. The consequence of sin is this hell, this death. So he had to do he didn't even have to. He did the most brilliant, loving, perfect, most beautiful, graceful, merciful thing. And he sent his son to not only die on the cross for our sins, so that we can be reconciled to God and have that relationship with the Father, and actually die and go to this place, heaven, which is more brilliant than our minds can even imagine. The Bible talks about our minds can't even understand how beautiful and perfect it really is. There was only one way, one perfect way, and that was giving his son. It says he gave his son and he sent his son. He gave, it was his choice to give, he gave. He didn't have to. We are all, every single person in this room, we deserve death, we deserve hell, we deserve it. We deserve it. But yet he gives us Christ that can reconcile. All we have to do is believe. And by the way, believing isn't just saying, yeah, I believe in you, because even the demons believe in Jesus. Let's not make that mistake. But following him and putting all of our trust, all of our faith, all of our hope. It also says 46 times in the book of John, the word sent. John has 16 chapters and it says sent, sent, sent. He sent, he sent. Christ has sent, 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 sent. What does this sent mean? You go to the Greek meaning, it means on a mission. He was on a mission. He was sent on a mission to literally save us so that we can be reconciled to the Father. Because once again, Yahweh can have nothing to do with sin, and he has to keep his word, for he is a just God. Why would we want a God that isn't just and doesn't keep his word? So this hope is very serious. Where is your hope today? Where is your hope today? I had my son Jace, he's 8 years old. He helped me out. He made some note cards for me. He wanted to work with his father a little bit as I was studying some things, and he made some note cards for me. These are the Bible verses he wrote. Psalms 39:7. It says, "And now, O Lord, for what do I wait? For my hope is in you." For what do I what do I wait? Does this world, guys, straight up, all this stuff, all these things, all these worldly things, it really doesn't matter. The thing that matters above all is where your hope is, where your faith is. At the end of this day, it's literally gonna be gone. It's gonna be dust. It's gone. It doesn't matter. Hebrews 10:23 says, "Let us hold fast to the confession of our hope without wavering. For he who has promised is faithful." For what he has promised is faithful. And I don't know about you guys, but when you read the word, everything that he says always comes to be. And also when you listen to what he says, when you listen to what the Bible says, even when your emotions and feelings are going all over the place and you want to do this, but you're like, oh, but the word says this, I'm going to stick with the word. When you stick to the word, everything works out great, if not better. But when you go against it, it turns to trash and it is destructive. In Romans 12:12, rejoice in hope. Rejoice in hope. Be patient in tribulation. Many would argue tribulations have already picked up, that the contractions that the Bible talks about is speeding up, which it is. But in the times of tribulation, both in the fully in the world, but also in your individual lives, are you finding peace? If you are, I know where your hope is. I know it's in the one true Messiah. And then it says, be constant in prayer. I'm going to read 2 verses and then finish my part. Luke 21, verses 25 to 28. There will be signs in the sun, moon, and stars. On earth, nations will be in anguish and perplexity, and the roaring and tossing of the sea. People will faint from terror, apprehensive of what is coming on the world, for the heavenly bodies will be shaken. At that time, they will see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. When these things begin to take place, stand up and lift up your heads, because the redemption is drawing near. Now I go to 2 Timothy chapter 3, 1-5. There will be terrible times in the last days. People will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boastful, proud, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, without love, unforgiving, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, not lovers of good, treacherous, rash, conceited, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, having a form of godliness but denying its power. I speak for myself, and at least people I know, we all see what's happening in the world. Exactly what is saying it here, and we would be fools not to see it more clearly, not to have more hope in this Messiah, for everything he said, everything the word says is coming to be. Where is your hope? Do you have full hope? Listen, people, look at the world. People don't have hope. That's why they go to the drugs. They go to the alcohol. They go to try and being cool on the world standards. This is facts. Their hope isn't of the world. Their hope is in the next president. Their hope is in this. Their hope is in their job. Their hope is in this person. And why does it always crumble? Because that's deception from Satan. That's deception from the evil one who truly hates us. It needs to drag us with him where he's going. I want to remind one more thing real fast. There is full hope. There is full hope, not a little bit of hope. Full hope of Yeshua's return, of Christ, the King's return. It is going to happen. It is going to happen. If you haven't heard it or no one looked you in the eyes and said it very specifically, it is going to happen. So don't say no one ever told you it's going to happen. It is going to happen. The Lamb, Jesus came and he died as the Lamb for us, that sacrifice, but make no mistake, he's coming back as the King, the warrior, and it's gonna be, I can't even explain it. It's going to happen. Where is your hope? I'm gonna end with this. In Romans 15, we are to thrive in hope. We see all these things happening, but what's different about us Christ followers, it's hard for me to even say Christians. I'm gonna be straight up, you guys. I can't even say the term Christian anymore because most of these Christians aren't really Christians. So followers of Yeshua, followers of Christ, what's gonna be the difference in us? We have full hope. So what follows hope is what they're about to talk about, the peace, the love, and joy. That's how you'll know. So when we are called to be that light, they say, hey, it's good. You will know them by their fruit. You will know my people. You will know my followers by their fruit. What is the fruit? What is the fruit of the Spirit? Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. You will know them because this is who they will be. This is who they will be. Not some of them. They have all these because they have full hope in me. They're looking at me. They're not looking at all this stuff and destruction that I already called out, already told you guys was going to happen. Romans 12, rejoice in hope. Romans 5, we are to witness in hope.